Hello, and this episode of How'd You Like That Movie is sponsored by A24, because Chris is looking for a distribution deal. It's another week, and he selected another A24 film. Because we're talking movies, we're talking Red Rocket, starring Simon Rex, Brie Elrod, and Suzanne Sun, written by Chris Baruch and Sean Baker, who also directed. But in all seriousness, if you're gonna watch you got to go watch my Fast and Furious parody. It's called Fast and the Furious. To this day, people still tweet me out about how good I was in it.
Now listen, Mikey, in all seriousness, I appreciate you taking care of the bills. That's way it keeps Lexi off being on Craigslist. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of How'd You Like That Movie? As Scott said, we're talking about the 2021 film Red Rocket by Sean Baker. So Scott, let's just jump into it. Take us away.
Well,
There's been a delay, like you weren't expecting to be.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck you. You got shit to do today because you usually talk for a little bit longer than that. It's just like,
I want to get your feedback on this film because I love this film. I think Red Rocket is such a fantastic film. I knew it was. Go ahead.
For everybody on our YouTube, I really do appreciate the method you're doing for this.
Mikey Saber, baby. Mikey Saber.
You got to talk about those low end bitches that came into your house. You got beat up by. But I'm going to apologize right from the beginning because I don't think you're going to get the A24 distribution because I think this movie is a total waste of fucking time.
What?
Like, it is not good.
Wow, this is garbage. You actually like this?
It is. What are you talking about? Okay. Now we got some fighting words.
Oh, we will disagree. One, for me personally, I think this. I don't think they knew. I think they had the concept well, story well, but they were unable to bring it home. And
you're fucking crazy. You're talking crazy talk. This is going to be interesting because
you are high as a fucking kite.
I think the exact opposite of this film.
Well, I think for us to discuss this, I think we have to agree right at the beginning. Like this has to be like a spoiler episode.
Sure. Because
I was going to say I can't.
You got to be able to talk about stuff, right?
Okay, so we're in agreement. It's spoiler.
Yeah, man. Do what you got to do.
Okay, so
there's nothing really to spoil. He was a piece of shit. He's still a piece of shit. He fucking comes, he goes. There's not a lot of like, oh my God, you are not the father, Mikey Saber. Like, there's nothing like that. So,
no, there's not. There's okay, but one, like the whole like bringing in the whole like the guy next door, the kid next door who may or may not have social mental problems.
Yep.
And that guy's now a Trump supporter and he's trying to like get ballots at the mall and then all that shit. Like I didn't think the whole like you didn't have to bring in the whole like political aspect in terms of like who he follows and why he's doing what he's doing. Like to me that's just like trying to be social commentary.
No. I think that has more to do with. So they're in Texas, right? They're in deep state Texas, right? So, or not deep state Texas, deep South Texas. So having that, it allows. What it does is it gives it time frame, right? I've talked about this on the show before, where you don't have to be like 1983 across the bottom or whatever. You can just give cultural cues, so people are like, oh, okay, it's like the run up to the election, or he's already president, like whatever,
No, yeah, I think it's the run up to the election
because
the news that comes through is him at the trying to win what was he, a Republican, Democrat?
Republican nomination, yeah.
Yeah, it's him trying to win that. But the other thing that like threw me off was the strawberry character.
Okay. Well, how did that throw you off? Like, because it's like a major plot point.
Yeah, but again, I'm sorry. all I thought of was you trying to fuck my daughter. Because I'm like,
Me?
it's literally a 40-year-old man who's trying to,
Yeah, but how do you go from that to your daughter specifically, not just
because my daughter's gonna be turning 17, right? And
right,
she's
man.
17. And then he's like, oh, she's legal. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it just like threw me off.
Oh, okay. So the problem is you got so inside your head about Chris Saber, and
yeah, it is Chris Saber. It's not even Mikey Saber anymore. It's fucking Chris Saber. Like him and his magic pills.
Yeah. But you couldn't actually watch the movie. You were just so taken out of it because of like the content.
Yeah, like to me, and I think it was kind of, oh fuck, what was the one we did? What was the one we did recently where it was the older woman, younger guy?
Oh, yeah, Licorice Pizza. Tastes as good as it sounds, or what was as good as it sounds.
Yeah, so in there it's like it's still, that one's still like culture, like whatever. I was just like, it makes no sense to me that 24
Susanna Son too, like she looks young. Like in Licorice Pizza, like he's kind of, it's I think it's Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. He's kind of like dumpy, like I don't know. It just, there's something about like they make her look really, really young, and she acts really, really young as Strawberry, right? So
right, and it's the same thing.
So like it's really emphasized.
Yeah, like in terms of it, like I kept on waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? Like because he,
all the shoes came off in this. What are you talking about? They were butt naked.
No, I'm just saying like he kept on asking at the beginning, like, how old are you? And then it's the little play, I'm old enough kind of thing. And then it's just like, call me Strawberry. Everybody calls me Strawberry. And then when you see her room, it looks like
a kid's room.
Yeah. Right. And then you're just like, is she really like 18 or going to be 18 or whatever?
Oh, you're thinking she might even be younger.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. The other shoe was gonna drop there, right? Like especially
like
at
after
the end,
sex being like, my 16th birthday's coming up or something like that, and you're like, damn.
Yeah, or I thought it was gonna be like, what I thought they were gonna go with was when his wife, because they're still his estranged wife, when
it'll be like we're still married. We are still married.
Yeah, I thought when she was talking about the the child services place that she was going to have to go to try to win back her kid that she had, but apparently not with him. I thought that was going to end up being Strawberry's mom.
Oh, I mean, I think that the age difference wouldn't really work out because it wasn't 16 years since they had been together or whatever.
No. I mean, like the caseworker was going to be Strawberry's mom. Then you'd have like the little picture of Strawberry. I thought you meant like
it was going to be he had sex with his own daughter.
No. I didn't think they were gonna go old boy on that.
Okay.
But
okay. So you didn't love the subject matter. That's fine. But I mean, that the whole point of this film is that like that he's a degenerate. They refer to him as like a suitcase pimp, right? So just like trying to live off of women.
He's like that guy from, oh my god, what was that documentary? Hot Girls Wanted. He's like the guy living in the house.
Yeah. 100%. Actually, yeah. You have to admit though, Simon Rex does an amazing job as Mikey Saber though. Like the fast speaking, kind of sketchy. Like most of the people in this film, by the way, are not actors. Like Sean Baker would just like, so for example, it's like Susanna Son. He met her at outside of a movie theater like 2 years before. The woman who plays Lil, Brendan Diaz, like most of these, the guy that plays like Nash, like all these people, like they don't have any other film credits. Like this was it. He like found them in diners and donut shops and stuff like that. Funny enough though, the Asian woman that owns the donut shop, her name's Shi Ching Chow. She's his producer. Sean Baker's producer on like all his films or whatever. And she was in the Florida Project. She was in a couple other films. Like he sticks her in there as like a cameo. It's sort of like you give me money and make my films happen, and we'll throw you in the movie or whatever, right? So
I will throw you in the movie. But they, like that was the best. Like in terms of story wise, that was like kind of my favorite like little joke when he first starts like going to meet her at the donut shop, and then the owner's like, don't give him any free donuts, and then when she quits at the end, he's like, thanks for all the free donuts. And then they like both bust out of there.
Thank you for all the free donuts, Miss Fan.
Okay, well, okay, so you liked nothing about this movie. You said it was a cool story, so but
I didn't say, yeah. I think at the beginning, you know, the guy trying, you know, the disgraced fucking porn star that comes back home with his fucking, you know, Dirk Diggler dick back tucked between his his legs, you know, like at the beginning of that, like I liked the jokes and I liked where it was going.
So
like,
would you have preferred just like straight up redemption story, maybe even if it fails?
No,
like,
it doesn't
like
even
taking
have
out
to
the
be
strawberry. Like, would you have just removed the strawberry character?
Cut it out.
Yes. Yeah, I'll be honest. I would have, because like I get kind of where they're going. Like he was trying to find, like he was technically an addict, right? And he was just trying to find his next hit, and his next hit is his next co-star, right? To try
he's
to
a
make
fucking
money.
pimp, is what he is. It sounds like he also was the one that got Lexi involved in it as well, his girlfriend in high school.
Yeah, and then he was like, oh, because yeah, he started telling the story how, you know, she, like they did drugs together, but he would keep her down, and then
yeah, once he wasn't there to like manage her.
Yeah, somebody else bought her from him, and then once he wasn't there, she was gone after like 3 months or whatever, because just like, so. But you kind of see that that's where he's like leading this, like, I don't know if it's the perversion of youth or whatever, but even the ending, I didn't understand like why she's in a red bikini answering the door.
I mean, I wonder if that is I don't even want to say like homage, but I'll use the word homage to Lolita, Nabukov's Lolita, because she wears the red sunglasses or whatever, and has, I think, like a red lollipop on the cover of the novel. So I wonder if they're like red, or maybe it's red because it's strawberry. Like, I don't know. It could be even just that simple. Like,
yeah, but I still didn't get it. Like in terms of just plot or whatever, the whole plan was he was going to show up in a car, like he was going to get a taxi, and they were going to go straight to the train station. Yeah. Then, you know,
but then he had no money because it got all taken away.
Yeah, and then he was butt ass naked, and then she still opens the door with a smile on her face in a red, like trying to seduce him in the red bikini. So yeah, that much I didn't get. I didn't like the other thing that threw me off, and it's not like a criticism kind of thing, or it is a criticism, but it was like they were trying to be young promising women.
Promising young women?
Yeah. Because like with the music, like all of a sudden, like just throwing in the fucking Backstreet Boys, bye 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 kind of thing. Kind of like
In Sync, or is it Backstreet Boys? It's In Sync.
Do I look like I fucking know the difference between NSYNC and Backstreet?
The only reason I know that is because I know that Sean Baker didn't really have the budget to actually have the song in it. So Susanna Son had actually recorded a version, because I guess the rights to those songs are held by all 4 members of the band.
Yeah, so, but they play it in the beginning, and
they got it right. That's the only reason I know it's In Sync, is because there was a whole write-up on how he didn't know he didn't have the budget for it, but then he basically worked with them, and they were like, yeah, like all 4 of them agreed, or all 5 of them agreed to let him use the song. So that's the only reason I know it's In Sync. That's just me covering my butt on like why I know it's In Sync, not Backstreet Boys.
Sure. Or you can just literally take back that thing behind you, and we can see the big poster of the NSYNC behind you. Just do not look behind the curtain. You know the dance. Tell me right now, do you know the dance?
I do not know the dance. But that's like the only song that's like really like that.
Yeah, but it was the same thing. Like,
bye. They even say like when she's like bye bye bye, like when he's getting yanked out of the house, right? So
yeah, but even with Promising Young Woman, like the Toxic and the Paris Hilton one, right? It was kind of like blent in. Toxic was the better version where they did like the slow, like yeah. But and that was the thing. Like for me, I thought it was, I don't know, like, and the same thing like with the fucking car crash shit. Like I didn't. It was just like they needed drama for the last like 20 minutes for no fucking reason. Right.
That created some drama though, man. Like there was like a big investigation and then Buddy went to jail and like yada, yada, yada. And it was basically Mike. It wasn't 100% Mikey's fault, but it was kind of Mikey's fault that happens. Right. So.
What? He said that's the turn. That's the exit.
Doesn't he yank the wheel?
No. He goes, that's the exit.
Oh, and then Buddy cuts off everybody or whatever.
Yeah, because he didn't want to upset. Like he just wanted to do whatever Mikey did. But so you explain to me why you like it.
So first off, the cinematography. This is one of the most beautiful films, like from a cinematic perspective, that I've seen in a really long time. Like it's like Brokeback Mountain's really good, and it's different, right? It's very still, stuff like that. They shot this on 16 millimeter. It's got tons of anybody who knows film is going to know what I'm talking about, like the bokehs that come off the lights. You get these like beautiful auras. It's just got this great aesthetic. Like if you know Sean Baker's work, like Florida Project and Tangerine, I talk about Tangerine all the time because Sean shot on an iPhone, right? So it's usually the example I give to, like, you don't need a big cinema camera to get the job done. And he's just like, he has such beautifully composed shots. Like when he's riding his bike and you've got the like refineries behind him or whatever, and it's kind of hazy and nightfall's just coming, and just the bokeh is the like the aura that exists around the lights that you can see. And it's just so beautiful. Like it's almost surreal. The whole thing is done like that too. Like even the like grittiest scenes look really, really, really nice. And they did very little like rehearsal and stuff. Like some of it's like, kind of shaky because you can tell they're going handheld. Like it's just such a interesting piece of filmmaking, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like this.
Like the aesthetic, like the way it looks is amazing.
Yeah, like this looks indie. Like it feels indie, right?
Oh, yeah,
It 100% it's supposed to be. I'm assuming they didn't have much budget either.
1.2 and it made 2.1 at the box office. So not bad though for $100 million.
It doubled. Yeah, they doubled, right? Like, he can get a Netflix project off of that for 40 mil, no problem now.
And it's got a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 74 from the audience. So again, the critics like me really like it, and the 74 is not bad. Like, but the audience is like, yeah, it's good, but they're not crazy. The critics really like this film.
I don't know if I can even fit in the screen with how big that head just went, right? Critics like me. I was like, what the fuck?
Yes.
I'm an auto critique, but I guess the audience goes more on my side. But yeah, like I think it's like it did start off strong. Like I liked where it was going, but yeah, I just think close to the end, like they just didn't know how to like wrap it up, right? And then I think that's when all the we got to throw this drama in for no apparent reason, and then we got to throw this drama in for another no apparent reason.
Okay, so if you were going to take one drama out, you'd probably take out the car crash, because that's the most like insane aspect, right?
Like the car crash, I would say like that would be the one that, like, to me, like it was, I think, overly dramatized in terms of what because if he was just a passenger in the vehicle, he literally would be a he said she said, in which he was like, I told them to stop, he didn't stop.
Yeah.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
Okay.
Well, I think it was also to show like kind of how shady he is, because he just like, he doesn't come forward, he doesn't do anything, he only cares about himself in that situation. Like throughout the film, he's just a shitty guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's the character with no redeeming factor, right?
And you think,
Like,
and
you
you
think
think he's
he-
going to get away with it too, because until that very last like section, he's got the money, he's got Strawberry lined up, he's going to take off to Los Angeles, he's going to start basically getting her working in the adult film industry, and then it just gets literally ripped away from him, which is hilarious. Like him in his bedroom there, and they're just like all on top of him, and like, where's the money? Where's the money?
Yeah, and that's that that scene, like that family kind of thing, like the drug dealing family, where like the background characters are the characters that I like the most.
Yeah. Like the
Right?
mom,
Like,
and
so
the like super
yeah.
tough daughter and stuff.
Yeah, even when he runs to her house like naked and you're seeing his wong flapping the whole time, and he gets there and she's like, what the fuck, in the back, and then they show up and she's like, she's like, what the fuck did you do? He's like, how did I know it was going to be a fucking naked man? Like, why you want me to grind up on a naked man? And there she was like, family meeting after this. He's like, but I gotta go to the club. Like that stuff, I laughed a lot, right? But yeah, like even still, like, so what was, like, in terms of like, because he was giving the drug dealer her money back.
Yep.
So why did they steal the money?
I think, didn't they? It's kind of like a throwaway line about like, we're just doing this to take care of Lil. Like because you're right. Like I was like, he's fucking paid for this shit. Like that's his. And I think it was just like retribution for him being a piece of shit. Like they ripped him off. Like he didn't owe them that money. They just came and took the fucking money because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, and then they're like, here's $200, and he's like, what the fuck? But yeah, that was the same thing I was trying to figure out too. And then they're like, yeah, you're a person, what was it, persona
non grata.
grata here in Texas. Like they own all of Texas for some reason. But
well, I mean, because he also, remember, wasn't he supposed to show up for like a child protection agency? That's what you were referring to earlier, and he doesn't show up.
no,
Right,
they
so-
never. He tells her he's leaving before that meeting was even supposed
That's
to
right.
happen, right?
That's right.
Because she wanted the kid back, and she was like, "Well, we're doing good.
Yeah, like if we're
if
a
we
couple
could
again,
Yeah, that maybe that will help in terms of
getting the kid
you
back.
know, yeah." And then that's when he was just like, he goes off on her, and he was like, where the fuck's the dad on this? Like, why isn't the dad standing up? And she's just all quiet, right? So you don't really know who the father of the kid is.
Mikey Saber is not the father.
No, he wasn't the father. He saw the picture, so he wasn't the father. But yeah, because he was all like, what? He's like, yeah, I heard what happened. And she was like, how come you never asked me about him? He's like, I sent you a Facebook Messenger thing. You saw it. We talked. Like when it happened, like, why do I got to bring it up again? Right?
Oh, well, I mean, like I said, I feel like we don't need to go round and round on this. I thought it was a really interesting story. I think the acting, you know what? It reminds me of Unsolicited, how a director can take non-actors and just create magic. You know what I mean? And just make this amazing film, and just take that clay and turn it into like beautiful pots.
I was there.
I know you were there. You were some of the clay that got made into a beautiful pot. So
I didn't really see you do much except fuck. All right, let's do it again. Fuck. All right, let's do it
that's
again.
all it took. My directorial style is so subtle, you don't even know it's happening. Like I said, I think if you like film, if you like cinema, you definitely have to watch this, even just for the aesthetic. Like if you don't love the story or the strawberry aspect, the young girl aspect, like, you know, creeps you out or whatever, fine. But it's definitely worth a watch just from the cinematic point of view. I do think the acting is great. I think it's a fucking hilarious film. It's very indie, yeah. So if you like indie, I think you're gonna like it. Bye.
I just want you to do the dance because
I
you know,
don't
I know you know the
I
dance.
don't know the dance.
I know you know the dance. Okay, wait. Before we go, I just gotta ask one question. So Dirk Diggler, Kid Cudi, or Sean Baker, whose penis did you like more?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, Dirks is like, it's like alien creepy looking, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, so was Kid Cudi's, man. Kid Cudi's was to his knees.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Sean Baker on this one.
You just like watching it actually move. You're like, man, the special effects they did on that one to make it move like that. Be like, give props to the fluff artist.
Give props to the props.
And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com. I guess if I didn't have like daughters around the age that these actresses are portraying, like,
And a co-host that you feel is like a Mikey Saber kind of guy.
oh, 100%. I know you have the pack of Viagra in your wallet. I fucking know it. I've seen it. Right? What's the what was the line you told me the one time? It's like a fucking job interview, buddy. You got to do it great the first time so they call you back for a second interview.
Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.